Yo, what's good with y'all, man? It's Sorbo Hoops, and welcome back to the channel, man. Now, if y'all want to know what today's video is about to be about, relax. I'm about to tell you, my guy. God damn, like over here rushing me and shit, about to click off the video. Like, let me tell you real quick, feel me? But anyways, with that being said, today's video is about to be about what we learned from the finals. As y'all know, feel me, Milwaukee took the dub yesterday against Phoenix. Sorry if that's a spoiler for y'all or not, but I mean, it's pretty much all over the news, so y'all already know what the end result was going to be by the end of this video. But I just want to talk about what I took away from the series and what we just seen in the series, because I ain't gonna lie, despite both these teams getting here because of the teams they played and the injuries or whatever the fuck y'all want to say, hey man, they earned their spot in these finals and they did their thing. You feel me? They took care of business and they got to where they was at. Now, I also want to say before I get into the video, if you like basketball content and you just fuck with the channel, you feel what I'm saying, and you looking forward to more basketball content, I'm about to soon start doing reactions to basketball YouTubers, etc. This off season, a lot of stuff's gonna be happening. Stars getting moved, rookies getting drafted next Wednesday. Hey man, stay tuned, you feel what I'm saying? I'm about to be dropping more and more basketball content, anything relating to basketball. It doesn't even have to just be NBA. 2K is coming out in like 2 months as well. So yeah, man, let me just stop dragging this intro though. This ain't gonna be too long of a video though, man. Let's just get straight into it. Let me stop wasting your time. And yeah, man, let's talk about it. We gonna be talking about some hoops, you feel what I'm saying? Now, like I said, let's get straight to it. Feel me? First takeaway I want to talk about. Now, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not the biggest Giannis fan, but I'm definitely not a Giannis hater. I understand he's one of the greatest players in the game, and he's just a jump shot away from being probably the greatest player of all time, in my opinion. But like I said, and I'll continue to say, his weaknesses are very obvious, and we all know, probably for the most part, if the Nets were healthy, probably wouldn't have made it here, but that doesn't really matter, because in a sense, in this series, bro, the Phoenix Suns had no one to fucking guard this man. Like, this dude averaged almost 35 points in the series, and I mean, he was just great for the Milwaukee Bucks on both ends of the floor. I don't think he even, aside from game one, I don't think he's had a game in the series where he had less than 25 points, like. And then on the closing game, the dude goes for fucking 50. Like, I mean, shit, bro. It don't get any better than that. You feel what I'm saying? Despite his weaknesses and all of that aside, the man did what he does best. And shit, as Harden say, if it's just running, jumping, and dunking, I mean, shit, bro. He's the best in the league at doing it. You feel me? Game one, we witnessed that he only had 20 points, but we kind of cut him a little bit of slack because he did just miss the last couple of games from the Atlanta series and his injury, etc. And, you know, he's just getting a feel out for it. But then in game two, Mans comes out and scores fucking 42 points, 12 boards. They lose. And then he comes out again and he gets another 40 piece. He ends up carrying Milwaukee to a dub in game three. And then we see how he carried Milwaukee in game six to a dub. And then on top of that, the dude gets 5 blocks and he averages almost 2 blocks throughout the entire series. Now, Phoenix, like I said, deserves the credit for making it as far as they did. Milwaukee as well, not trying to downplay anything. But it's as if Phoenix tried to build the wall to stop Giannis from scoring the way he does, and they left him open for 3. They did everything, you know, that teams know to do regarding Giannis, and he still forced his way to the paint and scored efficiently, shooting 62% from the field. And although he did struggle from the line at some games in the series, in game 6 when it mattered most, closing the game out in Milwaukee, he shot 17 for 19 from the line. And I mean, shit, bruh. I mean, jump shot, free throw shooting aside, man, weakness or not, he pulled through when Milwaukee needed him, man. And with DeAndre Ayton, I felt as if when it comes to body size and strength, I felt like, yes, Ayton was able to stay in front of Giannis when it came to just Giannis bulldozing his way into the paint. But as a result of Giannis's play style and how you have to guard him, and being that Ayton had to be the primary person guarding him when Giannis was going down there, it picked up a lot of fouls for it. And there was just a lot of fouls that Ayton was picking up throughout the series. Not saying I agreed with all of them for sure, but at the same time, we can't sit up here and be like, oh man, like Ayton was getting ticky-tack fouls, and then we seen in game 5 or was it 4? No, it was game 4 where Devin Booker got like 7 fouls and 42 points and like damn near had a triple-double with fouls. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, we got to call it even. But now that I'm singing the praises for Giannis, let's talk about Phoenix. When it comes to Phoenix, I mean, like I said, they got here, man. They took care of business with all the teams they had to face. And I mean, despite with the injuries and shit, those teams are still really good. You know what I'm saying? One of those teams had an MVP on it. Another one of those teams had a champion on it. Can't downplay it, you feel me? Well, you can downplay it, but yeah, man. I mean, I feel like this is as close Chris Paul is gonna get to a ring, and honestly, in his career, unless he decides to ring chase and go to a really good team. As for Devin Booker, although he had like 1 or 2 bad games, I think, in the series, I mean, we can't deny that he's probably put up one of the best first finals performances in NBA history, probably. Man averaged 28 points in his first playoff run, making the finals, feel me? And then not to mention, just like Giannis, had back-to-back 40-point games. And yeah, he just seemed like he was just built for the moment. Like, Phoenix really did their thing. They put up a good fight, but I mean, the team with the best player ended up winning, and with the better team, in all honesty, I mean, Milwaukee came out and did what they had to do, and they won 4 straight games against Phoenix. Now, I will say with Phoenix's offense, it did become a little too ISO heavy, especially when those games where Devin Booker had his 40-point games, etc. And, you know, the ball did tend to stick with CP3 at times. You know, he had his turnover issues and stuff like that throughout this series. Jrue Holiday did a really good job in terms of defending him and just picking passing lanes. I think he averaged himself about 2.5 steals in this series. And just Milwaukee as a team in general had a lot of clutch defensive plays against Phoenix in this series. But, I mean, like, I'm at a loss for words, and it's not even like the game just happened. Like, this is still from just yesterday. I just really didn't know who would end up winning the series. Even with Milwaukee going to Game 6 in Milwaukee, I really, you know, they did what they had to do, though, man. I mean, they stepped it up on the defensive end tremendously in the clutch. Jrue Holiday was proven he was worth all those picks that Milwaukee gave up for him in that trade. Chris Middleton wasn't the most consistent player in the series, but he still averaged himself 24 points. And that game in Game 5 where he scored 40 was very crucial for Milwaukee to get to this point. And yeah, man, he was a clutch offensive factor for them. They still needed. I mean, even if he didn't hit the clutchest shots, he's still their clutchest player. You feel what I'm saying? But, yeah, I mean, with that being said, man, I feel like the experience with Phoenix gained, the experience that Milwaukee gained, they're both going to become threatening teams for the future. I feel like Devin Booker, after this playoffs run that he's had, he's just going to become a bona fide superstar if he isn't already, especially with Ayton as well. He's learning how to be in a winning culture and become a better center and a team player. And along with all the young pieces that Phoenix has, Giannis, on the other hand, I feel like, you know what? I'm going to say that for another video, but in my opinion, I still feel like he's not a top 5 player yet. He's sitting right at that 6th spot for me, but don't let it fool you. He is a tremendously good player. I don't want to take anything from him. He deserved that Finals MVP, despite what the fuck some of these NBA players was talking about with Chris Middleton winning it and shit, but yeah, man, that's really it for today's video, though, man. I just wanted to give some of my takes away from on the finals. And with that being said, though, man, if y'all enjoyed the video, I mean, just leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, you feel me? Subscribe to your boy Swervo Hoops, man. I really do this, bro. Like, I really do this, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but anyways, though, yeah, man, that's really it. Look in the description below. I got all the links to my socials and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? My IRL channel, Twitter, Instagram, etc., etc. If you like basketball channel, you feel what I'm saying? Turn on the noties, leave a like, subscribe to the kid. You feel what I'm saying? And it's been Swervo Hoops talking about some hoops, man. I'ma holla at y'all, bro.